Hey guys, welcome back to part 11 of Hell Is Us. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe before we get into it so that you don't forget and you're always notified when I come out with a new guide. We're starting off in Acasa Marshes near the APC. We're heading back into the town of Jova just to clean up a few things for now. Let's go down this ladder at the well in front of Rebecca's house. Here, turn around and go behind the ladder you came down and enter this now open door. This is the Enlightenment mystery solved. You will pick up the pole arm of ecstasy in here. You also have a relic. And then on the other side of the room, there are the twin axes of Glyph. The twin axes are my weapons of choice, so you'll see me equip these just so that I can get them leveled up. And when you find them, they should already be grade 3. I'm also going to choose a few glyphs to put in them. And I think we're going to go and upgrade these with Viktor before we leave the marshes. So you can choose whichever weapon you are most comfortable with. Upgrade those fully. Just keep in mind that you do need to upgrade one of each type of a weapon. But in addition to that, I'm also going to upgrade each limbic sphere of the twin axes, just because it's my personal favorite. Once we exit out of that room, I'm going to come down the stairs that are directly in front. This is just a part of clearing out the enemies in Acasa Marshes. You'll want to come through each and every part of the marshes, which is a very large area, both outside as well as buildings. So you have this underground sewer area that has to be cleared out completely. And you also have the marsh area that has to be cleared out completely as well. So while we're here, we may as well undertake this. We do have to come back later. So if you're standing with Jova at your back, the marshes to the right, I have not cleared those out yet. But I will. We still have another good deed that needs to be done here, and it's over in that area. So for now, I'm going to try to clear out everything else as I go along. So since we had to come down here for the Enlightenment mystery, we may as well clear out all the enemies in this area while we're already down here. You can see I've already made my way over to the lady with the baby. So that's a pretty good chunk of the area that's cleared at this point. And you remember, if you come up the ladder, there's a ladder over there that leads out, and then you can go down on the opposite side, and that brings you back over to the area we were just at. This ladder brings you up into the basement of the house where there's a man that we gave the teddy bear to. We need to be kind of close to this side of town anyway, because we do have something else that needs to be done over in the graveyard. For now, I did spot an enemy hanging out over here, so I'm just going to get rid of him. With both of the time loops in this area permanently collapsed, these guys won't come back once we take them out. So yeah, in the last video, we took out a time loop in the Abbey, and we found a golden clover. That clover is related to a mystery that has to be solved in the graveyard area. There's just a very, very few enemies over here, so it's not going to be too difficult. Let's head back over to the back of town. I think this may be like the third time that we come and take out these humanoids. Again, it's only level 1, so they won't take very much time or effort. From where they are, you want to come up this very small road that leads to a dead end. Up the stairs, you can take out this ranged enemy again. I know we've taken him out at least once, but now he won't return. And then head through that doorway into this cemetery. There will be a couple of humanoid hollows that are going to wake up when we come to the area. Just get rid of them. And then you'll see to the left of where you come down those stairs, there is a grave that has a lantern. Walk up to it and place the golden clover on the shield. And that's going to open up the statue that's there, and you can grab a scroll as well as a relic. That completes the Protector mystery. Now that we're finished with those things, let's head back over to Viktor. We're going to do a couple of upgrades on our new weapon that we got from the Enlightenment mystery. Here, I got turned around just a little bit. So I'm just trying to remember the way back. I honestly don't know it at this point if Rebecca is still in that house. But I think once we complete the Abbey, she may be gone from it at that point. Now, you don't have to make a pit stop with Viktor if you don't want to, but I personally like the twin axes, so I am going to make sure that my new ones are fully upgraded. I'm also going to upgrade the pole arm of Ecstasy.
Here.
Because we have to have one of each weapon fully upgraded. And there should be only one more to go, because I think the grade 5 is the highest.
I've outdone myself this time.
But we have to start defeating level 3 enemies before we can get the correct shards to get level 5 upgrades. And that won't be for a little bit longer. We're getting pretty close though. We're over halfway finished with the full trophy guide. Once you're done with Viktor, you can come over to the APC. Here we're going to just take a look at our map, and the Lethe National Library is now available to us. Let's head over there. This is a very, very short segment. We're going to finish it before this video is even complete. Like, it's only maybe a third of the entire video, and it will be 100% cleared as well. There is no time loop in the National Library. From where you park the APC, come over to where all these bodies are laying down, aggro these humanoid enemies, and take them out. They're not gonna return once you take them out. Head over to the side of the building here by this fence and pick up the UMSIF deployment order, as well as the drone module and the drone bypass. Turn around and head to the gate where we entered, and there's a small building here with a garbage can. There's a safe on top of the garbage, and if you remember, back in Talju we found a paper or a computer file saying that we needed to think of a code and that the library was going to throw it out if we didn't go and get it. So take a look at Lucan's ethnic ID card and enter the code 81643. We will get the Amine Prism row as well as a research item, the mask, and a note. This solves the mystery of the history lesson. And then we can enter into the building. You can go up the stairs or you can open up these doors to the left. Be sure to take a peek around here and grab the research item, Hadean Border Map, before we move on. I opened up those doors, but I'm going to start by going up these stairs. There's a med kit over in the corner if you need one. And we can go to the right or we can go straight. If you go to the right, you'll see there's a door with a keypad. We don't have the code just yet, so go through the open door. Most of this is very linear. Everything kind of folds in on itself. There'll be an enemy hanging out in this hallway. That computer room door is glowing, so we're going to have to enter that. We're going to come back to this area later as well, because there is a computer right there. Come around the hole and grab this book. It's a usable item for completing just story related things. In the broken helicopter you can grab an audio log and drop down into the hole. There will be several humanoid enemies in this room. Before we explore, of course, you want to get rid of all of them so that it makes life just a little bit easier. And they come from all over the room, so watch your back. That one, that's weird how it just kind of ran across the room or floated or whatever it was. It was really strange. So start exploring the room. I'm going to come over here where the green orb is and grab the Glyph and work my way around clockwise. You can grab this book here. We're going to need the years on some of these books, so be sure to pick them up. Any glowing objects, pick them up. You can also open up that door because this is the only way to open it. Any of the glowing doors, you can go ahead and open them. Around here there is another book. We're still listening to the first recording where the languages sign is. You can grab another book. There's another recording here by this computer.
I should be doing research for the story, but my mind is elsewhere.
I am going to open up all of the doors so that we have easy access to this room later if we need it, because all the other doors they're locked from the inside, so they have to be opened from the inside. You can come in the middle of the room. There's a computer here. You'll want to look at the suspicious activity note. It gives you a code to open up a door, and this starts the suspicious activity mystery. So that first door we saw, we're going to be using that code to open it up. Come across the room and open up these double doors. If you turn to the left, you'll see there are doors here that we need a key to open, which we do not have yet. So we're going to go and retrieve it now. Turn around and go to the other end of the hall. You can take out this enemy here. There were some stairs over to the right. Let's take those. Up here you have a staff room door that can be opened, and we want to come in here and speak to the man sitting on the chair. He is very intoxicated, and he takes a really long time to speak. So his name is Iblis. This is an NPC that we need to talk to, complete all of his investigation dialogue, and he will give us a set of keys for the library. Once you're done speaking to him, you can save if you like outside of the room, and then head back down the stairs because there's nowhere else for us to go in that area. From the bottom of the stairs, you can go to the right. That takes us back into that room we just explored. Let's go up this other set of stairs here. This takes us back to the computer room. Here you can pick up a Polaroid. That is another research item. And here at this computer, we're going to complete a puzzle early. I'm going to go into my inventory and show you we've been collecting these cryptic clues that are on like white, yellow sticky notes. We have 3 of them collected so far. We have 3 more that we are going to collect, but just to stop us from having to come back to this area later, I'm going to give you the code. The letters equal the name Yankel, and the numbers associated with it are 731596. That's going to be the code for the computer in this room. So let's enter that now. If you remember, Yankel was, I don't remember what his title was, but he was essentially the president, and he deleted himself. We found the gun that he used to do it earlier, and we had it as a research item. So yeah, if you're interested in that story, read those articles, and we have now solved the conspiracy mystery. I'm also going to pick up all of the other cryptic clues, just so that you know where to find them. We're going to head back over to the staff room and enter the code 5055 on the door to open up this very small locker room. There are a few humanoid enemies in here, nothing really serious to worry about, and we can grab the blackmailed note and the car keys out of this locker. Once you've done that, we're going to head back toward the entrance and go through the double doors that were at the bottom of the stairs. There's an enemy waiting here. Just get rid of him. Look over to the left and you can grab another cryptic clue. There's also a suppressor here. On the left, we can unlock this door, which we came up to that. No, that's not the right door. It's the other door. We have to go and unlock the door around. So exit to the right, take out the enemy in the hallway. This takes us to the same room that we were in before, where we opened up all these doors. Make your way across the room, go to the left, and now we can unlock this door with the keys that Iblis gave us. And we can take out the enemy inside. On the body laying on the floor, you want to grab the key code reminder. And then go across here and unlock this door. This is where we came just less than a minute ago. We couldn't open that door. We had to open it from the inside. Continue on to book restoration. Open up this door and head downstairs. There's going to be a whole bunch of people hanging out in here. You can search the room for items to pick up. They're scattered all around on the shelves. The woman with the scarf on her head here, the older woman, Agatha, she's the only one that you need to speak to. She's going to tell you that she needs a stamp and some cards to try and get these people out of Hadean. And there's a small room over here. This is why we picked up all of those books. So on the back of the books, there are years. And one of the books has the year 537. And another of the books has the year 734. That's going to be the code that we need to open up this door. You can always go back into your inventory and take a look at all of the books. And it did take me a couple of tries to figure out the correct order, but not as many as you would think. So enter 537734 on the door pad. And in here we get another recording. Around to the side of the room, there is a usable item that's called Favors Owed.
The leather work, the embroidery.
that starts a way out good deed. And then on the table we have the Gospel of TR and the twin-headed Serpent. So that updates our search for the symbol of the twin-headed serpent. And we're going to be using that mainly in Vissa Hills. Once you have finished with all of that, you can go ahead and exit the library and go back to the APC. Before going straight to the APC, head to the left side of that little building and go to this blue car to use the car keys on the trunk, and we can get the ecstasy cap as well as a research item, the pottery fragment that solves the suspicious activity mystery. And I'm also going to equip this cap so that we don't forget to do that later. This should be cap number 4. I know it shows 5 caps in the inventory, but don't forget that we started the game with 1 cap. So I'm only counting the ones that we have picked up along the way, not the one we started with. When we get into the APC, you can speak to Tanya, and she is going to have a new line of dialogue about the Gospel of TR. So get any information that she has on that.
Let's face it. No. As for the Serpent's Maw, it's located in the Vissa Hills. You can see the snake's head from where we first met.
Hey, did you find any information on this symbol?
I've got 2 leads.
You can also question her about the symbol of the charioteer. That's the last symbol that we need to look for, but we want to go ahead and do that now. You can ask about Martin Ralst as well.
I found a few things.
I know we still have 2 keystones to find, but at this point you do want to exhaust the dialogue about the last 2 that are remaining. This shows a new area called Jelgen and a new area which is Lethe, the Ministry of Cultural Primacy, which is separate from the National Library where we are now. You can go ahead and do research on our items. You should have 6 new research items to hand over to Tanya.
I'll look it up.
And she's also going to give us a new Vault of Forbidden Knowledge during our research.
Hey, Jelgen has a Vault of Forbidden Knowledge.
This one is located in Jelgen. So when we go there, we'll be able to open up that vault immediately since we have the code.
Interesting. I'll look it up. Interesting find. Let's see what
Just in case you forgot, there are 6 vaults in total, and you do want to open every single one of them.
Interesting. I'll look it up.
Now that our research is complete, we can go over to the navigation computer, and we want to take a look at Lethe National Library. We are now clear. There are no more threats there at all. We will have to return one time to help those people that were in the basement area. For now, we're going to head back over to Talju. Now, just as a disclaimer, I have seen some people say online that Talju needs to be done last, but I'm here to tell you, at least in my case, that is not true. I went back to Talju right after finishing the National Library, and I had no problems popping every single trophy at the end. All we're coming back here to do is clear out the area and collapse the time loop. So by the time we leave, Talju will show clear on the navigation map. And that's going to be one less thing that we have to do post-game. I can't say why that may have happened. The only thing I can figure is that maybe before there were patches, maybe you couldn't pop all of the trophies when the game first came out. That's about the only thing that I can think of that it may have been. However, we're well over a month since the release of this game, and I had zero problems whatsoever. So, let me know if you do encounter an issue with it. I did not. And 2 out of the 3 times that I played through this, I came to Talju at this time. And 2 out of the 3 times I was able to pop platinum. So, the first time that I played through, I did not come here at this point. I went later, but even then I still didn't have any issues. And I didn't look at anything online until after I played through once. And it is sometimes strange to see things like that, but to not have that problem. So the only thing I can figure is that some post-game patch must have fixed whatever went wrong there. I'm really not saying too much about what I'm doing because it's pretty straightforward. I'm really just running through the entire area and taking out every single enemy that I can see. So I don't think I really need to give you a full walkthrough at this point. You can always follow along visually. This area is pretty small, so it's fairly easy to get into and out of every area that would have an enemy. Of course, you don't want to forget about there is a building where we went inside and talked to a woman and gave her a flare. There are enemies inside of that building. So that might be the only place that I can think of that maybe you might forget about. Otherwise, I find there's not a whole lot of enemies in here, really. And most of them are pretty simple. Even though I'm, still upgrading these new twin axes, they get the job done with these guys. And coming through the second time, everything should be opened. You should have opened up every single door to make access easier into and out of every area. It looks like I did forget to open that door, but I got it this time. Not that we'll be coming back here for anything. We won't. Not after this. Now, when you leave the back of the school, you can clearly see the time loop. We're going to get rid of all of these linked enemies. And then we're going to go ahead and take out that time loop. Now, we did not take this time loop out the first time because we didn't have the correct Amine prism. Now we do. So it's a theta, which is the middle tier. You want to attach that to Cappy and send him in to completely collapse this time loop. And now no enemies will reappear at all. And it's pretty sad that time loop was sitting on a mass grave. It is pretty sad. When you leave this area, don't forget to go over to the right. There is an enemy hanging out by this barn. He should be the only one, however. Of course, he spit out the haze behind him just to make this extra difficult. So as I'm leaving the barn area, I'm just going to go to the area that I didn't come from, just to make sure every enemy is removed. And really, it doesn't take very long to clear out this area. See here, that flare right there? You're going to see me turn around. We need to go in that building there, because that's where that woman was. Before doing that, I spotted a couple of glowing objects over here by the tank. So I'm just going to come and grab these. There's some Deimos orders and a med kit. So if you need those, you can grab them. The orders are not necessary for any trophy or progression. It's just story information. Just take out any enemies in this building and then continue along with clearing out the area. We shouldn't have too many left. I think that's the Vanderlyn Trust building. I think that's the name of it. Vander something. And there you can see me trying to make shortcuts where there are none. Just to get over to these guys. This is the park area. There should be a couple of enemies hanging out here that you'll want to take out. I really dislike the ranged hollow enemies. They're visually very cool, but they are super unpredictable. Sometimes they'll throw the giant ball, the big giant white ball at you, which depletes your stamina and kind of stuns you for a minute, and that's super annoying. But then they'll also throw those shards at you, and they don't always follow a predictable pattern, and that's really annoying because their animation shouldn't allow them to throw spikes at you the way that they do sometimes. Here, this is over where the burning houses were. Back this way, there's a dock over to the right, and there was a woman inside of this house earlier. There are several humanoid hollows here, so be sure to come over to this area and take all of these guys out so that you don't accidentally miss them later on. This is bringing us back onto the main road over by the pharmacy, and if we go straight from this enemy here, that's back at the APC. So we've pretty much made our way completely around here. I do think that I missed an enemy or two. You'll see me head back. Yeah, on the other side of this Vanderlyn Trust building, there are a couple of enemies. We're almost finished with this video, and we're going to be heading to another new area that we have not yet been to when we start part 12. For now, I'm just running through this building here to make sure that there are no enemies. I'm pretty sure there aren't. There were people in here the last time, so there shouldn't be any enemies hanging out in here. Now the next area that we go to is going to be kind of like the size of the Lethe National Library. Very small, very contained. very few enemies and no time loop. So once you're done, if you get every enemy, it will be completely clear. Here I headed back over to the APC. I made a cut. I did check to see on the map in there if the area was clear, and it was not. So I'm heading back to get rid of the final, I think it's 2 enemies. Back over to this residential area, I realized that over by the church, there's these little houses here, and if you continue to go straight, you can turn left and go toward the church area, or you can go straight and drop off the side of the building. That's what I didn't do. I didn't drop off of the side. Not here into the church. It's where we unlocked a door. So you'll go down here, and to the left you unlock that door, and here is where we drop down. These are the enemies that I forgot. So I'm going to take care of these guys, and then we'll be completely finished with Talju. This is just over by the school, and we've already been through here. So let's just make our way back over to the APC. There will not be any more enemies, and once we get inside, you'll see that Talju is now clear. The time loop is collapsed. No enemies will respawn. So choose whichever path you find most convenient and make your way back over to the APC so we can head over to a new area. Once inside, look over at the navigation computer, and you'll see that Talju is now clear. And we want to head over to the Lethe Ministry of Cultural Primacy, and that's where we're going to pick up in part 12. So thank you all so much for watching and for joining me in part 11. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you always are notified when I have a new guide. And I can't wait to see you all back here in the next one. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.